So today in this session we are going to see about how to create a virtual machine in Azure portal and configure that virtual machine as a web host. A simple example, I will show you how to create the resource group, the resource that is the virtual machine, and configure that as a web host so that it will display some pages, right? Like that example I was going to show. So for this step, first we want to create a resource group. So for that, create click the resource groups and click the create button. Give a name like textbook RG. Create, just giving the name alone. The resource group is created. The next step will be going to the home page and create a VM, that is resource. So click create a resource. Under categories, click infra services. Under infra services, go for create virtual machine and mapping the resource to textbook RG and the virtual machine name as textbook VM, selecting all others as default. For the instead of authentication type SSE, I was using password and the username keeping as Azure user. I'm giving the password. Review and create. So it will go through all these steps, whatever the things in there as default. It will configure all the things appearing for the default items. So it is running the final validation. The validation got passed. Create button is enabled. Click create. It will take few moments to provision. Wait still the deployment is completed. So deployment is completed. You can go to the resource and see the resource. So once the resource is created, right, the next step will be to create run Nginx installation. Okay. So for that, you want to use custom script extension to install Nginx in your VM. So it is one of the ways after the VM is up and running, right? You can configure the system for your needs. So for this installation, click Azure Cloud Shell icon to bring Cloud Shell. Azure Cloud Shell is done. So this is a Bash terminal. You can use Bash mode. If by default it is opening to PowerShell, right? You can use this button to switch to Bash. So the command we need to enter will be Azure VM extension set resource group This is the resource group. I can give the name as textbook RG, and PM name will be tech PM. Textbook PM hyphen name custom script Microsoft extensions version 2.1 hyphen settings. This will be in JSON mode, JSON key value base like that. I can give the file URI will from this Microsoft documents. Okay. Vector settings. The command to execute slash this name they configure hyphen Nginx dot sh. This is the publisher. This is name for the custom script, and PM name. This is group name. Clicking enter. So what are the steps is there in the script, right? It will execute. So it will create a repo before installing. That is the universe in this our VM, and then it will install, and it will set the home page like welcome to Azure. My name is the host name will be the VM name. So this will be put into this page in this file. So when the VM is up and running, this page will be opened in the we can open as a applications main page, HTML page. Okay. So still it's running. After this script is successful, right? You can find the IP address. For that, you want to execute a command. Okay. So here you cannot able to find any IP address. So for that, I was running the query like address equal to dollar AZ VM list hyphen IP addresses resource group will be this one, the textbook RG. Name for the VM will be textbook VM, and the query I will be running will be dot virtual machine dot network dot public addresses dot IP address, and you are sending that output to a TSP file. So the IP address will be the dollar of this query, like Azure VM list IP addresses. The resource group will be this one, tech group, and the name will be for this VM, and the query will be visual machine dot network dot IP address dot IP address. So clicking enter. So this command got executed, and you can able to view the IP address by echo dollar IP address. So this is the IP address. You can copy this address and open a new tab and enter. So it is taking time because it is not configured, I guess. So let me use the curl command also. We will. So this got stopped. Hyphen hyphen connect hyphen timeout. IP address you can manually give, or put dollar and IP address. So this means the VM is not accessible within this timeout period. Okay. So you want to list the network security group levels. So to find out the web server is not accessible, right? To figure out the issue. So for that, run the query. The command will be nsgid equal to Azure network NAC list hyphen hyphen resource group will be textbook RG, and query will be dot id and contains virtual machine dot id comma that VM name. Our VM name will be textbook VM. I want to close this dot network critical dot id first 0 and output that to yeah this network NAC list resource group. We are giving the resource group name and the query will be virtual machine.id and that contains the virtual machine.id will be textbook VM and that one's network security group ID that will be the first one and we are outputting into TSP file. Any mistakes? No, right? This query will be running up to this one. Okay. So this got successfully and I was assigning the network group name as dollar of id slash and echo that. So the textbook VM hyphen NST will be the NST name and run the command to list all the rules associated with this network group. So for that, A set network NSG role list vector group resource group will be tech group RG name will be nested name will be you already know you can give this test names as it is or you can give uh, dollar of that one. I will give this name be group name. We are giving the network load list. We are giving the resource group and the network group name. So these are the rules. Okay, access the destination and the name and the priority protocol. All these things. From this, we are again filtering out. Uh, these are giving many details, right? Only few things which are required for us to check what is the issue and how to resolve this one. So for that, you can use the command ng AZ network ng nsd rule list here. Can give this name or as it is. I will give the name. I have already copied. Okay, let me copy again. That's the name. And the story will be putting as table. Okay, only priority, port, and the access. So you see the default SSH, the port will be 2022, and the access. So you are creating the network security rule because in HTTP, right, the port will be 80. 22 we are doing SSH. That's why we are going to Cloud Shell and automatically it is by default we are able to work, right? So to allow 80, I will be writing the command ASH network NSG role create one hyphen resource group RJ hyphen NSG hyphen name and giving the name as it is already copied hyphen name. The name will be allow hyphen HTTP. I was giving this name, so that name will come like here. Hello HTTP. The protocol will be TCP, and giving the priority 100 and destination port range will be 80 and access will be allow, and clicking enter, and then it will be creating the rule. It is done. So when you see the list, right, you can able to see when you execute this command again, right, you can able to see both of this. So up arrow, and this will list in table. Before table we can go to run all the network rules associated with this NST. So it will give two items, right, the allow for 2022 and 80. The next will be, I was clicking that in tabular format. Only taking name, priority, and access, port and access, right? So we gave the name allow HTTP and the priority 100 and the port 80 will be accessed. Now when you click the curl again, let's see whether it is giving subscribe. Yeah, it is giving the response here. Go to the same IP address in the browser.